The battle rages on, with Goku and Vegeta locked in a fierce battle against Lord Obsidian and his generals. Each clash reverberates through the very fabric of the universe. The ground cracks beneath their feet, while the sky itself threatens to tear apart from the sheer power of their blows. On the other front, Gohan and Trunks lead the charge against the endless army of Shadow Warriors, but the odds seem insurmountable. Just when all hope seems lost, something extraordinary happens. Trunks, feeling the pressure, taps into a hidden power within himself. The energy around him flares as he reaches a new Super Saiyan form, one unlike anything ever seen before. Meanwhile, Gohan unlocks an ancient power, a technique passed down from the first Super Saiyan gods. The battlefield is filled with a renewed energy, and the tide of battle begins to shift. The final showdown begins. Goku and Vegeta, now joined by Trunks and Gohan, face Lord Obsidian and his generals in a battle that will determine the fate of the universe. With each exchange, the balance between light and dark becomes more fragile. Lord Obsidian's power is unmatched, but the combined might of the Super Saiyan warriors, each now pushing their limits, could be the key to defeating the Shadow Armada. As the battle reaches its peak, Goku and Vegeta realize that the only way to truly defeat Lord Obsidian and end the Shadow Armada's reign of terror is through an ultimate sacrifice. With the universe itself at risk, Goku and Vegeta make the ultimate choice to merge their powers, creating a being more powerful than anything the universe has ever known. The ultimate Super Saiyan fusion. The fusion creates the ultimate warrior, a being of both Goku and Vegeta's strengths, enhanced by the powers of their Saiyan bloodlines and the legacy of the Super Saiyan gods. This new warrior, now dubbed Super Saiyan Supreme, takes on Lord Obsidian in a battle that will go down in history as one of the greatest in the multiverse. The power exchange is catastrophic, the entire universe quaking with each strike. After a brutal clash, Super Saiyan Supreme emerges victorious. Lord Obsidian is defeated, and with his fall, the Shadow Armada crumbles. The balance of the multiverse is restored, but the warriors know that peace is only temporary. As they stand victorious, the universe's skies begin to clear, but they remain vigilant, knowing that dark forces will always rise again. Goku, Vegeta, and the others are forced to reevaluate their strategy. To face these celestial tyrants, they must form alliances with other warriors from across the multiverse, gathering a diverse group of allies, some unexpected, others familiar. A universal army begins to take shape, with warriors from every corner of existence joining forces. But even in their numbers, doubts and conflicts arise. Will these new allies be enough to defeat an enemy unlike any they've faced before? The celestial tyrants make their move. With one powerful strike, they devastate entire galaxies, leaving destruction in their wake. Their power is unfathomable, and no one is safe from their wrath. As they approach the Saiyan warriors' home, Earth, the warriors must decide. Do they retreat and regroup, or stand and fight in a desperate attempt to defend the universe? The time has come for the final battle. Goku, Vegeta, and their allies stand united in defense of Earth, prepared to face the celestial tyrants head-on. The fate of not just their universe, but all realities, hangs in the balance. With the ultimate power of the Saiyans and their newfound allies, they launch a full-scale assault. This is a battle where victory or defeat will decide the fate of every living being. The victory over Lord Obsidian was but a fleeting moment of peace. Deep within the dark reaches of the multiverse, an ancient and far more powerful enemy stirs. The rift in space-time, a gateway to a forgotten dimension, begins to crack open once more. This time, it's not just a single Dark Lord that emerges, but an army that seeks to consume everything in its path. As the rift tears further open, a familiar energy begins to radiate through the fabric of the universe. Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan sense the danger immediately. But this time, the threat feels different, more powerful, more ancient. The Saiyans prepare for another battle, but this one might require more than just raw strength. In a sudden and brutal strike, the first wave of the army emerges from the rift. These beings are not like the shadow soldiers they've faced before. These are ancient warriors, known as the Specters of the Void. beings of pure darkness that devour everything in their path. With their immense power, they begin their assault on Earth. Realizing that their previous power might not be enough to withstand this new threat, Goku and Vegeta begin to push their limits even further. Trunks, now a seasoned warrior, taps into his hidden potential, and Gohan calls upon the teachings of the ancient Saiyan gods. Together, they begin to unlock a power beyond their wildest imaginations, a power that has never been seen before. With their newfound power, the Saiyans march into battle, determined to protect their home. The Specters of the Void clash with the Saiyan warriors in an all-out war. Each blow echoes through the atmosphere, causing shockwaves that ripple across the planet. The warriors fight with everything they have, but the power of the Void Army is overwhelming. As the battle reaches its most intense moment, one of the Specters prepares to unleash a final, devastating attack that would destroy the Earth. In an act of ultimate sacrifice, Goku and Vegeta combine their powers once again, creating a final, cataclysmic blast. But this time, they are not alone. Trunks and Gohan join in, creating a massive energy wave that engulfs the battlefield. The Specters of the Void are defeated, and the Earth is saved once again. But the warriors know that peace is always fleeting. As the skies clear and the battle subsides, they look toward the horizon, aware that even greater threats may rise again. Their journey, though victorious, is far from over. After the fall of the Void Specters, the multiverse still trembles under the echoes of chaos. Far across dimensions, one warrior stands alone on a shattered world, Broly, a being of limitless power and untapped potential, now given a choice that could shape existence itself, to become the ultimate guardian of all realities. The Supreme Kai from various universes appear before Broly. They reveal a prophecy of a warrior born not to destroy, but to protect the threads of time, space, and life. Broly, once consumed by rage, is chosen by the multiverse itself. To harness his immense power, Broly is sent to train with Whis and the ancient Kai of Universe Zero, a realm outside known existence. There, he learns to balance his fury with control, his instinct with wisdom. A new threat emerges from beyond the multiverse, the Devourers, entities that feed on collapsing realities. They begin consuming weaker timelines, warping space, and enslaving broken gods. The multiverse sends its new guardian, Broly. Broly unleashes a power never seen before, a form beyond legendary Super Saiyan. Dubbed Primal Ascendant Broly, he wields the fury of creation and destruction in balance. The Devourers are pushed back across dimensional borders. Offered godhood, Broly declines. He chooses instead to be a wandering protector, watching over timelines that cannot defend themselves. From a monster to a guardian, Broly's journey becomes legend. The Supreme Kai of Time, Krinoa, visits Frieza moments after his revival by the Dragon Balls. She offers him a deal: help restore broken timelines, and in return, gain access to forbidden knowledge and the power to reshape his fate. Donning a new Time Patrol armor infused with temporal energy, Frieza begins his first mission, stopping a rogue version of Bardock who has absorbed the power of the Time Breakers. Frieza now must fight not out of malice, but for order. Though still arrogant, Frieza begins to understand the fragility of time. He witnesses timelines where he is destroyed by insignificant mortals, and others where he rules, but at the cost of universal collapse. Slowly, his perspective shifts. Tawa, leader of the Time Breakers, launches a multiversal assault, targeting key events like the Saiyan genocide and the Tournament of Power. Frieza leads a Time Patrol unit to defend the flow of history. Given the chance to rewrite his past, save his empire, his father, or even prevent Goku's rise, Frieza pauses. He looks toward the future instead and seals his timeline, vowing to guard it with honor, not tyranny. Goten, the forgotten prodigy of Universe 7, lived in the shadows of his brother. But what if destiny took a different turn? What if the god of destruction and his angel attendant took him under their wing from childhood? After the Majin Buu saga, Whis visits Earth and notices Goten's raw potential. Amused by his untapped power, Beerus orders Whis to bring the boy to their world for entertainment. Chi-Chi hesitates, but Goku agrees, sensing fate at play. Goten begins intense training under Whis, mastering ultra speed and precision. Beerus, though aloof, starts to teach Goten the mindset of a destroyer. The boy's innocence and joy contrast with the divine energy he wields. Years pass, and Goten unlocks a hybrid form, part Saiyan rage, part God Ki. He gains a unique transformation, Destroyer Ascension, a violet aura form fueled by balance, not emotion. Even Goku is shocked by his son's growth. When Moro escapes from galactic prison, Goten is dispatched by Whis to intercept him. The battle is brutal. Goten uses his Destroyer Touch technique, nearly erasing Moro completely, but he chooses mercy, showing a maturity beyond his years. Beerus, impressed and proud, considers Goten as a candidate to succeed him as Universe 7's next god of destruction. Goten, torn between Earth and duty, asks for time to choose. He returns to Earth as a guardian in training. Android 16, the gentle giant built for destruction, fell in the Cell Saga. But what if Dr. Briefs and Bulma resurrected him, not as a weapon, but as a protector of life? Years after the Cell Games, Bulma recovers pieces of Android 16's damaged body. With Dr. Brief's help, she revives him, removing the kill code and programming compassion. When he awakens, 16 is confused, but the birdsong calms him. Living in Capsule Corp, 16 learns to grow vegetables, protect the city, and even babysits Bulla. He bonds with Gohan, who still remembers his sacrifice. Despite his past, Earth begins to accept him, not as a machine, but a soul. A new faction of the Red Ribbon Army emerges, aiming to steal 16's AI core to build a new android army. When they attack West City, 16 defends the people with his new directive, protect all life. Overwhelmed but undeterred, 16 sacrifices his core to destroy the Red Ribbon reactor. He's presumed dead, until Whis, watching from afar, restores him with divine energy, curious about this soul of metal and mercy. Now reborn with celestial energy and free will, 16 becomes Earth's silent guardian. He meditates in forests, stops threats without glory, and teaches others the power of gentleness over violence. The humble reincarnation of Majin Buu, is meant to be Earth's hope. But what if, from the moment of birth, he possessed the dormant power of Ultra Instinct, an instinctual divine power even gods struggle to master? Even as a toddler, can dodge falling pots, catch insects midair, and sense danger without knowing why. Village elders whisper that the boy is protected by the gods. But it isn't protection, it's Ultra Instinct. Years later at the World Martial Arts Tournament, Goku senses something unimaginable in a divine stillness, a void of thought and movement. During their match, briefly enters Ultra Instinct, shocking even the gods. Goku takes to train at Beerus's planet. Whis is fascinated. Unlike Goku, doesn't struggle to activate Ultra Instinct, it activates him. Whis begins shaping not just as a warrior, but as a cosmic balance keeper. An ancient destroyer, sealed since the dawn of time, awakens in Universe 3. The gods panic. None are strong enough to stop him. Volunteers. With Ultra Instinct fully awakened, he meets the destroyer in a battle that shakes time itself. After defeating the destroyer not with rage but clarity, is offered the mantle of a guardian, not just of Earth, but of balance across all universes. He accepts, walking the fine line between mortal instinct and divine calm. In the shadow of his younger brother Goku, Raditz was cast aside, a weak warrior with no future. But what if fate had chosen him as the legendary Super Saiyan, a being of uncontrollable power destined to shake the cosmos? From childhood, Raditz experienced uncontrollable bursts of rage, blowing apart combat pods, nearly killing fellow soldiers in training. King Vegeta feared him and ordered suppressive implants to contain his power. Years later, when Raditz arrives on Earth to find Kakarot, a confrontation with Piccolo and Goku triggers a partial awakening. His hair flickers green, muscles bulge, and the sky darkens. Earth trembles, not from power, but prophecy. Raditz loses control, vaporizing a mountain range and critically wounding Goku. But when Gohan cries out, Raditz pauses. Memories flash of his own forgotten childhood. The beast within trembles. For the first time, Raditz chooses to stop. Vegeta and Nappa arrive expecting to punish Raditz. Instead, they find a legend. Raditz easily crushes Nappa, and Vegeta, a proud prince, kneels, not out of respect, but of survival. The balance of Saiyan power shatters. Realizing his fate is larger than revenge, Raditz sets out across the stars, not as a conqueror, but as a guardian of Saiyan redemption. The legendary Super Saiyan becomes a symbol, not of rage, but of choice. Frieza, emperor of cruelty, destroyer of worlds. But what if his talents caught the eye of the gods themselves? What if, instead of falling to Goku, Frieza was chosen by a god of destruction and trained to become one? On Beerus's world, Frieza endures tormenting training under Whis, speed, discipline, and most of all, restraint. The golden form is perfected, but Whis whispers of a greater gift, God Ki. To earn the title of Destroyer, Frieza must erase a rogue star system without bias. No cruelty, no anger, just balance. He succeeds, but questions everything. Am I God or monster with rules? Frieza returns to Universe 7 during a multiversal summit. Goku feels it instantly. This isn't the tyrant he knew. In a friendly spar, Frieza now uses Hakai techniques with elegance, not rage. Though granted the title, Frieza walks a fine line. He rules not with terror, but cosmic law. Yet deep inside, the tyrant still whispers. Will he remain divine, or fall again into the abyss?